Tuesday, May 9th, 2023, and here are my 3 free best bets for you. Let's go. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF bets video for you, where I'm breaking down some of my favorite bets for tonight in both the NBA and MLB. If you've been tapped into the show, then you know every single weekday I'm here dropping plays and giving my analysis of some of my favorite games of the day. Now, I will say this, that sometimes doing research early in the morning or late at night is a little bit different. I typically tend to do it later on in the evening because you get more information, you get more news. But because of that, it's all right. You can still see our record right here. We still have a winning record, okay? Yesterday, we did lose on the day. We went 1-2 on the day. We did cash on Julius Randle rebounds. Shout out to him for grabbing that 8.5. If you did grab 9.5, sorry that he did foul out, so he didn't grab that, even though I did think he was going to get that double-double. We did lose on that White Sox and Royals nerfy there. Daniel Cease, man, he's not the one that I thought would give up the run. If they were going to give up the run, the Cy Young runner-up last year has had a rough start to the year, but it's all right. And then the Guardians, first half, let us down as well, as the Tigers have been hot lately. So we did finish the day 1-2, but again, you can see our overall record right here, still over 500, so that's what we want to see. And then our NBA record just passed over 500 as well. And if you guys have been tapped into the channel, you know we started off in the NBA pretty rough. We were like 1-5 at one point, 1-6. So for us to come all the way back and be over 500 in the NBA, that tells you that we've been on to something over there. So I'm hoping to keep that momentum going today. And as always, please like this video, please subscribe to this video, please share it with somebody that you know sports bet or just wants to look at a few plays that might help them build their bankroll today. All right, let's dive into our first best bet. For our first best bet of the day, what I'm going to look at is an NBA angle. So I have hit on our last 3 NBA plays. Like I mentioned, we started off weak with the NBA playoffs, but we've come on strong. So because of that, I'm really going to lean into that today because that's what's been working for me. So the first play I like is a player prop. I'm going to the Boston Celtics game, and I'm taking Malcolm Brogdon over 14.5 points. The best odds I've seen is -127 on Caesars. And this is simply a play because Malcolm Brogdon's been hot. He's averaging a little bit over 19 points per game in this series, including shooting a blistering 53% from the three-point line. He's gone over this total in every game this series, including his last 5 games in a row, dating back to the last game in the Hawks series. So I really like to see that he's getting the volume, he's getting the shot attempts, his shot's been consistent, and that's somebody that I really want to back in a position like this. And I really think the Celtics are going to win this game. I really think they're going to cover this game. The spread's a little bit high, so I'm probably going to wait for the live game to see if I can get a little bit lower. But the reason why the Celtics have a strong chance of winning this game and just overall in this series is because of their very strong bench production. That's been a part of their success. If you look at the numbers, Boston bench has outscored the 76ers bench so far this series 124-82. That's a 42-point differential. Do you know where that big point differential comes into place? Because of Malcolm Brogdon, because of the 19 points per game that he's adding off the bench. He's averaging about 30 minutes per game so far in this series and about 13 shot attempts as well. So he's getting the volume. He's shooting a lot of three-pointers as well, about 7 3-point attempts per game. So the volume is there. I really like the fact that he's helping stretch out the defense. He's facilitating and helping add additional complementary offense to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So give me Malcolm Brogdon over 14.5 points. And if you want to look for an extra play, you might look at his over 2.5 threes. It should be at plus value because his 1.5 threes is like -175 or so right now. So his 2.5 threes should have good value on it. And like I said, he's getting the shot attempts. He's averaging about 7 3-pointers per game so far in the series, hitting over 50% of those threes, so shooting it really well, and he's back on his home court. So I like all of those factors to take his points in his over today. For my second best bet of the day, I'm going with another player prop with another points total, but I'm going to the second game between the Suns and the Nuggets, and I'm taking Jamal Murray over 25.5 points. Now, if you've tapped into the show, you know we took this earlier in this series, actually in the second game of this series, and we lost on it. And it's the only game in this series that he has not gone over. The odds are pretty good right now on Caesars at about -123, so I really like that as well. Like I mentioned, he's gone over this total in 3 of the 4 games this series. He's had 28 points, 32 points, 10 points, and then 34 points. Of course, the game that I call it out, he's going to take the 10 points. So hopefully today we don't have some bad mojo and he can stay consistent like he has been. But the thing that I really like, even though the fact that he only had 10 points that one bad game is he's still getting the shot attempts in the volume. He's had 25 attempts last game, 29 attempts, 25 attempts, 24. The one that he only scored 10 points, he only had 15 shot attempts in. And that's like the one outlier game. I'm going to think that's the one that's kind of, we're going to toss that one out and just focus on the 3 games that he's been shooting the ball well and getting a lot of attempts in. Now, everybody's been looking at Jokic, rightfully so. He's been putting up the numbers. I mean, his stat line's been absolutely ridiculous, but he needs help. You all know that just like I know that. In the NBA, it can't just be down to one person, especially in this series that's a little bit more high scoring. So because of that, I think Jamal Murray is the second option that Jokic is going to need. This is really a must-win game for the Nuggets. They cannot drop the 3 in a row and then go back to Phoenix. That's going to be really tough, an uphill climb. The spread is moving more in the Nuggets' favor as well. It opened up at -4. Now it's at -5.5 on most books. So that's telling you most people are on the Nuggets to win this game and to cover. So if that's the case, that means it's going to have to be scoring. And I believe that Jamal Murray is going to be able to complement Jokic like he has been in all the other games. So we've overlooked it in the other videos, but I'm not overlooking it today. Jamal Murray, don't jinx me, man. We've taken you in the past, and that was a 1 game you went under. So hopefully you can go over again today. You've done it so many other times this series. It should be a high scoring one, should be up and down pace play here. So because of that, give me Jamal Murray over 25.5 points. And then for my final best bet of the day, we're sticking with basketball, so no baseball bets for me today. Just taking the day off in terms of giving out the baseball picks. I should have a few free baseball picks inside the Telegram, so make sure you're clicking the link below so you're inside the Telegram so you can know what my nerfy of the day is and some of the other picks that I'm liking today on the Baseball Diamond, because there are some 2-team steamers that I really like, and there are a few money line games that I like in the baseball today, such as the Blue Jays on the money line. But I have to do a little bit more research, and like I said, NBA has been a little bit more consistent for us lately, so I'm going to give out the NBA picks. So for my last best bet in the NBA, I'm going with a player prop parlay, a 2-teamer, and I'm going Durant over 8 rebounds and Jock Landale over 4.5 rebounds. You can get that depending on when you get it around plus 200 odds. BetMGM has the best parlay odds on that right now. But let me tell you this, what I would do more if you can, if you're on FanDuel, if your sportsbook allows it, I would tease this down. So I would maybe look to take Durant over 7 rebounds, maybe over 8 rebounds. His line is at 8.5, so you would have to have him get 9 rebounds. And I would take Landale over like 4 rebounds, over 3 rebounds if you could. So I would tease this down just a little bit, get to like plus 100 value, a little bit over that, but I really like this at the plus 200 value as well. The reason why is because the numbers aren't lying on this one. Durant has gone over this total in every single game in this series. He had 11 rebounds last game. The game before that he had 9. The game before that he had 8. And then the first game of the series he had 14 boards. So he's getting the volume, and I really like to see that. And also it helps that DeAndre Ayton has been playing absolutely terrible, okay? Like, I don't know what's going on with bro. I don't know if Jokic is in his head. I don't know if he doesn't really want to be there. And you can really see that Monty Williams is kind of fed up with DeAndre Ayton. That's why he's been playing Jock Landale a lot more. And Jock Landale, he had 21 minutes last game. He got 5 rebounds. He had 22 minutes the game before that, had 9 rebounds. And in game 1, he only played 10 minutes, but still had 7 rebounds. So he's gone over this total in 3 of the 4 games, but I like to see the fact that his minutes are going up. He plays hard. He's been playing Jokic as well as anybody could play Jokic, you know, in his form that he's in right now. And you could tell that Monty Williams is leaning a little bit more on favoring Landale than he is Ayton. Now, don't get me wrong. Ayton's still playing. He's still getting a lot of minutes, but Ayton has not shown the same type of hustle and effort that Landale has. So because of that, I expect a little bit more of increased minutes like we have been seeing from Landale, which means more rebound opportunities. The Nuggets are shooting the ball a lot. They're averaging about 90 shots attempts per game in this series. So there should be a lot of rebound opportunities. A lot of these games have been going over as well, including last game that was very high scoring, 240 points combined between the 2 teams. So there should be a lot of shot attempts. Durant has been hanging out around the basket, grabbing those rebounds. So I'm not really as worried about him as I am worried about Landale, because, you know, he is a bench player, so it's contingent on the minutes that he's going to get. So if you do want to just take a solo bet, then just take Durant's rebounds over. I really like that at 8.5. But because we should be able to get 8 from Durant and about 4 or 5 from Landale. And that's my last best bet of the day. I should expect to see a nice up and down game there, a lot of high scoring. So give me the Murray points, give me the Brogdon points, and then also let's get the rebounds from our 2 Suns players there, and let's sweep the board tonight. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. Hopefully, we should be able to go 3-0 today. Hopefully, NBA has been working favorable for us. We had a great weekend in the Telegram in terms of NBA picks. We had some great call outs yesterday in the group in terms of NBA picks. So I just want to keep riding that momentum. Baseball's been a little bit more rough as teams have been regressing and there's been injuries and things of that nature. Plus, starting pitcher have been getting scratched. So it's a little bit harder for me to handicap that earlier in the day. So let's just switch it up right now. Let's see if we can have some good momentum in the NBA. And as always, I want to see y'all make money. So share this video with somebody. Let me know the picks that you're taking so I can tell you. And let's get after it today. And as always, dictate your fate and let's make some bread. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's go.